Today, 5.3a, we're going to be learning about modified box and whisker plots. So the first thing we need to talk about is some definitions. Here I have the median. The median of a data set is simply the middle value. So after we've put the values in order, so that's the key thing, is we have to put them in order. The key thing we have to do. And once we put them in order, the median is the middle. The first quartile, or Q1, is the middle of the lower half. The third quartile is the middle of the upper half. And some of you might be asking what Q2 is. Well, Q2 is our median, if we just don't call it that. So the first thing we'll always do is put them in order. Then we're going to find the middle. Then we can find the middle of the lower half and the middle of the upper half. Let's go ahead and try this with example 1. For the following data, find the median, Q1 and Q3. So first question, is the data in order? Yes. So we don't have to put it in order. All right, so let's go ahead and find the middle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 terms. So I like to just put my fingers and go in. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this 15 is the middle. Another way you can do it is this little formula. So the depth of the median, where the median is n plus 1 divided by 2. Now we counted, and Rn, there were 11 data pieces. So 11 plus 1 divided by 2 is 12 divided by 2 is 6. So what this means is our sixth term, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is number 6, that is our median. Or the sixth number. So our median is 15. Okay, step 2, we're going to find Q1 and Q3. Make sure we note this. Exclude the median when you're finding the middle of the lower half and upper half. So, we're drawing a line here. We don't include this. What is the middle of these 5? Well, let's count it. 1, 2. Our middle is 12. Then I look at the next 5. Our middle is 19. So Q1, the middle of the lower half, is 12. Q3, the middle of the upper half, is 19. Here's a new word. Interquartile range, and here's our little formula. Q3 minus Q1. Q3 minus Q1, so I get 7. All right, so let's go ahead and pause and talk about that all again. 2 ways to find the median. You can just kind of count in and find the middle. Another way you can use this little formula. The depth of the median is n plus 1 divided by 2. Our n was 11, so we found 12 divided by 2 is 6, so our sixth number is the median. To find Q3 and Q1, we exclude the median, so we don't look at 15, and we find the middle of the first half, and then find the middle of the second half. And then that's how we find the IQR. Next, we're going to talk about outliers. And I think of an outlier as a number far apart from the others. So let's look at an example as if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. This would be an outlier because these are all really close together. And we have a mathematical way to check that. So we do Q3 minus Q1, which notice this is my IQR, times 1.5. So my IQR is 7 times 1.5 is 10.5. And then we have our Q3, which is 19 plus 10.5 is 29.5, is the upper boundary. And then Q1 is 12 minus 10.5, which is 1.5. Is the lower boundary. So any data value outside of these numbers is an outlier. So do I have anything bigger than 29.5? No. Any number smaller than 1.5? No. So we have none. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our 5-number summary. Our minimum is our smallest, that's 11. Our maximum is our biggest is 20. Our Q1 is 12, Q3 19, and median is 15. And that's just from all the information we found up here. All right. So this is how we make our box and whisker plot. Let's also highlight that word. So this is our 5-number summary. And then I'm going to have my box and whisker plot. So my median is at 15. My Q3 is at 19. I put a dot for my max, a dot for my min, and my Q1 is 12. And then I make my box and my whiskers. Now, since this is Q1, 25% of the data is here. Because quartile 1, quarters 25%. 25, median's middle, so 15%. So 25% of my data is here, here, and here. So that's just something to note. For example 2, we have the following information. So the first question is find the mean and median of the data. So go ahead and do that. For our mean, we add up all the numbers and I got 182. And there are 14 numbers total. So this is 13. For our median, let's look for our depth. We do n plus 1 divided by 2. So I get 7.5 number. Now, something to note is if we have an even number of numbers, this is going to be a decimal. So that means, let's see, 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our median is right here. So what we do, take the 7th plus the 8th number and divide by 2. So this is 7, this is 8, so 10. Oh, you can't see that. 11. So our median's 11. All right, now go ahead and check for outliers. And to do this, we're going to need our Q1 and Q3. So we know that our median is right here. So we're going to look at this half of the data. And what's the middle numbers? Let's count in 1, 2, 3. So here, Q3. Let's do the other half. Look at this half. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Oh wait, I labeled this one Q3. That one's Q1. Okay, so go ahead and fill out your 5-number summary. What's your minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and maximum? Our minimum is 7. Our Q1 is 9. Our median's 11. Q3, 15. Maximum 31. So now we're going to check for outliers. I'm just taking a guess. What number could be an outlier? I would probably guess at 31, but we have to check. And remember, the way we check is we do 1.5 times the IQR. So what's our IQR? 15 minus 9. Which is 6. So 1.5 times 6 is 9. And then I take Q3 and I add 9. Q1 subtract 9. So this is And I get 0, 24. And these are our fences. So our question, are there any numbers outside of 0 to 24? Yes, 31. So we have discovered that 31 is officially an outlier. So now we're going to make a modified box and whisker plot. We do this one when we have an outlier. All right. So let's look at our 5-number summary. Our median is 11. Our Q1 is 9. Our Q3 is 15. So let's make our box. Let's go ahead and draw in our outlier. Make a little star, and that's 31. So since 31 is my outlier, what's my new maximum? So 31 is my outlier, look. Now I have 18. And then my minimum is 7. All right, so our next question. In the above distribution, so here we have this distribution. We have a low 14, Q1 40, median 52, Q3 56, and a high of 66. Are either of the extreme values, so our lower or high, outliers? So identify. So we have to figure out if they're outliers. And remember to do that, we look at our 1.5 times our IQR, and then do Q3 plus our IQR to find our high boundary or fence, and Q1 minus our IQR to find our low fence. And these are our boundaries or our fences. I'll call them fences. All right, so let's find our IQR. IQR 56 minus 40 is 16. So we're going to do Q3, which is 56. Oh, so then I do 1.5 and 56. And we get 24. Q3 is 56, so we're going to do 56 plus 24, 40 minus 24. We get 80 and 16. So these are our fences. Is our high above 80? No. Is our low below 16? Yes. So yes, 14 is an outlier. Next question. If the 5-number summary presented above represented 58 pieces of data, must the 52, so must our median, actually be a data point? So let's see if I have 58, then will the median actually be a data point? For example, here, when I had 11, 15 was a data point. But when I had 14 here, our median was in between, so it was not a data point. So we have to look at that depth. So our depth of the median is n plus 1 divided by 2. So 58 plus 1 divided by 2. We get it's the 29.5th number. So no, it is the average of the 29th and 30th data point.